Hello everyone, Dr. Peng here. I was just getting off a consultation online, and then this lady are having an issue about like sleeping issue and also a lot of like tight pain in her neck and in her back. And she do the brain scan, she's go to a neurologist, and she even do a neurological remote eye test with me. And I'm not quite sure where her problem is coming from because a lot of things can be looks like, hey, this pain or a lot of weird symptoms like air hunger, like dizziness, like just pain in the jaw, or like things like that. And I was just telling her, hey, would you mind if we do a little testing right now? And she said yes. But the most importantly is I explained to her and I asked her a question is, have you go see a neurologist before? And do you know what kind of testing they would do when they first see you? And can anyone here guess it? If you know it, type it down below and let me know. The first thing you go to see a neurologist, they're not going to order you a brain scan. They're not going to take your blood. They're not going to like analyze your chemical. The first thing they do for you is do a neurological test, which can tell a lot of things by observing how you do certain motion. For example, can you move your finger? Can you move your hand in a really specific way? Can you balance? How's your eye move? Because if you look at behind, different part of the brain control different area in your body. Some area here control how you breathe, control your energy, control your breathing, control how well you can tolerate oxygen. Maybe some people give you a sensory of air hunger. And for the back part of the brainstem is the cerebellum. It control your balance, your coordination, your blood flow to the brain. It coordinate everything in your body. So anyway, by doing certain things, it means different part of the brain is working or not. And today I learned a really big lesson is I have to explain to you guys what I'm actually looking at in order for you to experience it as well, because this is a really, really new concept. Most neurologists, or when you go to see a doctor, they are trained to see pathology. Is there any bleeding? Is there any tumor? Is there anything being cut? But for me, I look at this neurological test in a different way. I see how well you can function, how well you can do certain tasks. That means if you can do it, there's a lot of things you can keep improve. And when you can improve how your brain function, the symptoms related to that area, they are going to be changed as well. And I'm going to share about what something I have seen today in this client today is a really, really interesting. So if anyone want to do the test with me, if you're in a safe environment, I want you to do it with me because you may find something interesting as well. So this test is called finger tapping. When you do it, this tells you something about the brain. So I want you to put your left hand up like this if you're in a safe environment. And then you're going to close your finger, close and open as big as you can. And you want to tap it as quick as you can. Most people, they would do like this. No, this is not. This is cheating. You're going to open as big and close every time, open as big every time. And you're going to keep doing it. And keep doing it. And then I want you to notice it's really hard for you. Do your finger freeze? Some people would tap, 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 and then they would get slowed down, and then they would speed up again. Some people, they just go really, really slow. And then I would need you to repeat the same thing on the other side. Don't do it together, but do one things at a time. How many of you feel one side is slower than the other side? Or do you feel you're actually skipping or like, oh, my finger really not moving? If that's you, I want you to type the number 1 in the chat, and then I will know. Okay, someone tell me my left hand is much slower. So some people, and then the next, so let me tell you what this actually means. Just go, so from here. So if you look at my fingertips here, the top part of our brain, the mid section of our brain here, if you go like horizontal here, if you look at the brain map, which is not here, but it's around like here, it contains a body mapping of where is your body is in space. In English, it's a Google map of telling your brain, hey, where's my hand, where's my face, where's my limbs, all the part in your body. And it is weird to say, in order for you to move your finger or just moving your body, it's not that simple. First, you need to know where's your finger. And then you have to think, oh, I want to move my finger. And then where's my finger? And I'm going to move it. And then is it moving it? And if it is not moving, I'm going to correct it. So it's a really complex pattern for you to just move your finger. So which means if you can tap your finger, if you can even move your finger, something in the brain, the body mapping, or anyway, oh, I think I make it too complicated. So anyway, it just means some part of the brain is not working. And moving the fingertips is almost the most difficult part or most advanced way your brain need to do. Some people can walk, but they cannot tap your finger. So if one side you feel a little bit more difficult, that means somewhere in the brain at the midline section is not doing that well. And what things from this simple test, what can we know? First, usually sometimes people with these symptoms, maybe mostly they will describe, hey, I have brain fog, or my balance is bad, because if they don't know where their finger is, probably they don't know where is their feet. When they don't know where is their feet, they can't walk in a straight line. Maybe when they walk, they will lean to one side, something like that. Or some people, in a more advanced way, because this body mapping would also affecting the area, like it's called a brainstem. It will also modulate how well your nervous system is working as well. So in English, so this part of the brain control your fingertip, also dictate how well your nervous system is being regulated. Anyone having an aha moment right now? Type a yes. Just type number 1 down below if you find this interesting, or just, oh damn. You can tell a lot of things from just one, how you tap your finger. And the next question I got asked the most is my dominant hand affect how fast I tap the fingertip? If I'm right-handed, so is it normal my left hand is actually getting slower? I got asked by this question every single time. But I actually look in the research. I hope I can just point it here. But if you go just Google or look for actually research like a journal, they said this test has nothing to do with hand dominance. If you're right-handed, if your left hand is getting slower, that means something is going on. And more alarming is sometimes when I go test people, they are right-handed, but then their right hand is actually getting slower. That's even more concerning, because if you think, if I use my right hand all the time, why my right hand is actually getting slower? That means something happening in here. And there's a ADHD brain foodie. She leave a comment, slower movement and delayed processing. So that's exactly correct. So this movement also dictate how, so it's reflecting how well your brain can process and do certain tasks. It's literally measuring how efficient your brain can do certain things. But anyway, I think I shared more than enough. Like maybe it's too complicated. But anyway, if your left hand is getting slow, which means somewhere on the right side of the brain is not working. If your right hand is getting slower, that means something in the left brain is not working, because your left brain, most of the time, it controls the other side of the body, and then the right side of the brain control the left side of the body in terms of the movement. So if you feel one side is getting slower or just not unnatural, there's something happening in terms of your brain. Or if you just cut the nervous system in half, there is left and right, something's happening. And I'm going to share one more things before I end the live today. This condition, I call it a brain imbalance. Not in terms of, hey, are you a left brain people or the right brain people? It's not like that. It's literally how well each half of your brain can function in terms of neurology and efficient. So imagine you have a computer. There's like two computers here, one left computer and right computer. And then two computers, they have to work together in order to give you the maximum performance. But imagine if one side of the computer is just slowing down, the whole processing unit is going to suffer, because they need two to work together to get you the best performance. So what kind of symptoms people usually would got in a brain imbalance, or half of their brain or the computer is not working, is usually because one side of the brain control the other half of our body. So usually they will feel one hand is a little bit sloppier, and when they walk, they will lean to one side. This is more for the movement part. And what people haven't tell you, or no one's talk about it online, is the same side of your brain, almost more than 90%, 90% of the control going to the same side. It control your thought, control your eye, control your lung, your breathing, your heart rate, your air control, like how fast your heart pumping, how do you breathe air. So if half of your nervous system is not working, you will feel you are having difficulty in regulating your nervous system. You will feel, hey, I want to breathe, but I always not able to breathe enough. Some people will feel tight on one side. So if you're having like a one-sided symptoms and almost on the same side, I can basically tell you it's something related to your brain. If you are having a aha moment right now, I want you to type 2, number 2 down below. And the next question I got asked the most is, hey, how do you balance your brain? Is there like a way to balance it? I would say yes. This is what I do. And I use this concept to solve almost 99 of the difficult case that most people get dismissed of. Because the things we tend to do the most is too general. For example, when you try to regulate your nervous system, when you go Google online, what will you find? You would find like meditation, you will find cold plunge, I don't know what kind of, because I don't use this kind of framework. So what you find is a lot of general things. You're going to tap yourself, you're going to heal your childhood wound, you're going to meditate, something like that. But what people didn't tell you is this is more like a general regulation stuff. So this thing works, and I use some of the time. But for people actually having an imbalance problem in their brain, they need a more specific approach. They need more specific. If you only do generic things, you're only getting generic result. So if you want to do target part of your brain, you have to do the specific things to target it. In a simple way, let's say if your brain has an imbalance like this, your left brain is too high, your right brain is too low. If you do generic things, probably you would both sides go up, go up, go up, go up, and then the imbalance always there and your problem still here. But instead of regulating both ways together, I can just regulating the right side, and then when they get to balance, the symptoms or the result they are getting is unparalleled. That's something I would describe. Let me see if anyone having some questions so far. Will it cause stroke? I'm not sure what this question is for. Oh, let me tell you guys something. If you still don't believe what I say, it's like one-sided. Let me give you an example of neurological disorder. Like if you see most people, like if you Google or if you really think about something actually from nervous system dysregulation, for example, like dizziness, tremor, like hand shaking, tightness on their body, Parkinson. So everything is more, is always manifest on one side first. They are rarely starting on both sides. That means because your brain has a redundancy system, when one side of the half of your nervous system is not working, it's going to manifest on half side of your body. But it rarely happen on both sides because this is how we get designed, and this is the beauty of our human body. The both side always is the redundant, is the backup. So that's why most conditions start from one side of the body first. And when the body are unable to fix it or to compensate anymore, maybe they just cover it with, your brain is really awesome, they can cover it to stabilize it. But when your body are unable to stabilize it anymore because of stress, life event, like a lot of stress happen, usually people would crash. And when they crash, like COVID, post-COVID, having sick, someone pass away, stress from work, concussion, get hit by a car, that mechanism is being removed so that they will have a really bad outbreak. So this is something I would love to share with you all today. And let me answer a really important question is, so the brain imbalance, is it going to cause stroke? So let me be clear. So the things we just did, the snowers, I would say this test is actually used to detect something we call, it's like a screening test if there's something happening in your brain. So by the standard of the medical test, if you feel, hey, if you do this, but then you're really skipping, or if you can move your finger, I would suggest you go to see a neurologist to have an evaluation. But other than that, if you just feel slower, and then if you're still walking, you're still talking, you're sleeping fine, probably it's just like a functional issue. Everything I mentioned so far is just your brain not functioning as efficient. Nothing's broken, nothing's bleeding, there's nothing happening inside structurally. But there's something really, really small in a microscopic level that affecting its efficiency. So this is my point of view. And if this is really affecting your life, giving you a lot of symptoms, but when you go to see a neurologist or see a doctor and then they find nothing on the scan, I would suggest you to go to see a functional neurologist, which is not a medical neurologist. Functional neurologists are someone that see how your brain function and try to improve it for you. They use different type of brain rehabilitation to reconnect the brain connection for you, so that your symptoms that no one know what is happening is going to be gone forever, because it is all from your brain. So anyway, this is something I would love to share with you guys. Is something I never planned today. Is I just have something want to share after a call. If you want to know more, drop a comment below. Let me know what you want to know. Maybe I can share some, hey, what it would be the actionable step and what you can do. Some people just want health to improvement. Some ones want to save time to just get the symptoms fixed. So whatever you are having, so I have few different resources you can also get. Some are free, some are pay. For the free stuff, you can scroll through my video. Sometimes I share like the template or ebook for free, but I don't know, I forget where do I put it. But for a more formatted version, you can go to my bio, click the link. I currently have a community group where I host a monthly live workshop and also weekly like insight for you guys. And also I have a library of like brain exercise and things you can check on the community group. You can go to the link and check it out. And I believe I'm offering 14-day free trial. If you just want to check it out, it's totally fine. And you can also have access to my previous workshop recording, and you can just check it. You can get the stuff. If you don't feel it's for you, you can always cancel the subscription. It's totally okay for me. And also, if you are looking for something more comprehensive but want a DIY version, I also have a course called the Brain Clarity System, which exclusively tell you, hey, how do you test for brain imbalance and what is something that you can actually do. The whole thing is like 40 video, like 6 to 7 hours, which is a lot. That's why probably I can only share some with you today. And if anyone want to have just immediately help, and I don't really care, I just want to save time and get the best, you can click the link to schedule a consultation with me as well. So with that being said, everyone have a good day, and I will see you guys in the next live. Okay, see you, bye.